Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick update because we are now into our last um, PowerPoint on um, adolescence and working with um, getting inside of the adolescent mind. So we did, we already did paper tigers, and I was going to have us get into um, a bit more of trauma in adolescence and how it affects us as an adult. So today, and this will be for discussion next week, getting into This is Paris and kind of like her history of growing up as a kind of Barbie doll, how trauma can even affect not so impoverished families, if that makes sense, because the um, impoverished families has a lot of different things on um, child development and how trauma affects an impoverished child. And there's not as much research on like well-to-do folks and how trauma even gets in with them. It's similar to how the addictions, alcoholism and addiction, does not pick any race, religion, creed, color, or any of the above. Similarly, trauma and domestic violence and PTSD does not pick any like race, religion, creed. There's some diagnosis and disease that are more prevalent in some areas and some countries and some places around the world. But this was kind of a striking documentary that came out within, it says, let me see how long ago that was. It was on, I feel like it was about, they probably don't date it so they can show it up, but the comments started showing up 6 months ago. So um, some of the different comments are one is that this documentary was so much more intense than I expected. Everyone is going through something or went through something life altering and traumatic. As a reminder, not to judge, to be kind and loving to everyone. And then folks um, kind of replied after that, but wanted you to kind of see the effects of trauma and these different schools that they're talking about. They have a lot of these behavior disordered schools, and parents can pay a lot of money. I mean, this is the family of the Hilton Hotel's heiress, and they, thought they were just trying to, control their daughter, make sure she wasn't getting picked up by a predator at a rave in the middle of the night when she was 16 or 17. But some of this stuff is just out about the stuff that we all have um, challenges, we all have things going on, and luckily this research on trauma is coming out and can show folks how important it is to have proper mental health therapy, proper child development, adolescent development, even early adulthood development, because things could definitely affect us in a way that they give us dreams, nightmares, even inability to be ourselves, addiction problems, alcoholism, things of that nature with trauma. Those are some of the ACEs that we learned about in Paper Tigers, so the adverse childhood experiences. So, see if I can pull out um, the PowerPoint that we were in. Um, about child development. So it is Ashford chapter 7. So we're kind of getting to the end of early childhood, beginning adolescence, and talking about growth spurt, puberty, and this is some of the stuff they show in the video. I wanted to give it 7 days ahead of time because it is a bit of long-winded, but this should cover for next week some of the time. I will be getting knee surgery next Friday, so I will not be in on Friday. I should be back by Monday. I'll keep you guys updated. But essentially, I'm getting my meniscus fixed before our second baby comes in a month and a half. So the only date they had was Friday. And I'm going to go under the knife, and they do put you under. So next Friday will be just online discussion. And we'll start the video early so you can watch it in chunks if you need to. It's like an hour and 45. So if you need to do 3 35-minute chunks or even 4 25-minute chunks, that is okay. And then kind of digging into child development and memories that this could revive of yourself growing up. Obviously, not many of us have that wealth that the Hiltons do. I guess there's some, like the people who own Facebook and people who own Amazon, but just getting into the ideas that trauma does not discriminate. It can be affected, hurt many, many people. And to place it in where we are on the chapter 7, here's where we left off on hormones and then hormone production map, like how boys and girls are producing testosterone and estrogen. How it affects you to be an early and late mature, and then early girls. Then even some of the brain development. So like the decisions that Paris made while she was 18, 19, and 20. And she even talks about it. That's one of the videos that went viral. A boyfriend filmed her. And, it without her consent went all over the internet. And that was probably 20 years ago now. But, the important thing also to have nutrition and proper sleep. She talks about because of the trauma, she did not get proper sleep. She still has trouble sleeping. So hopefully by coming out in this video, it helped her. And some even talk about when you have those experiences as a teenager, and specifically with alcoholism, if you start drinking alcoholically at 16 or even 19, even 21, for example, they say you kind of like maturing wise stop developmentally right there. So you could be 31, 35, 39 like Paris was, and stopping emotional and mental development. She obviously had a very successful business, but that's all she was able to focus on. It was kind of like a distraction. She wanted to make 100 million, and I guess she did. Now she wants to make 1 billion. But it does seem, if you like look up in the press recently, she has been engaged. She just turned 40. She does want to have a family. So maybe this video coming out and talking about the trauma at the Canyon Mental Health Hospital, which you can even find a large movement online, forcing them to change their ways. So just lots of food for thought about adolescence and the direction things can go, and how trauma, again, affects the body. I will put up a few PowerPoints on trauma because I go over that specifically for folks that wanted to do work with adolescence. So, and we are on slide 10 or 11 of 31. So about communication, metaphors, satirical labels, writing is more meaningful as a teenager than the confidentiality issues, and then how social workers need to understand the social and legal aspects of communicating consent and confidentiality to adolescents. So, importance of self-esteem and even mood swings, and then foster care too if they have multiple placements and the self-esteem. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. I'm doing this preview before class because I will try to start filming class at 2, but I have a feeling because YouTube probably copyrighted this, they will shut it down, even though I'm doing it for educational purposes only. So that's your little preview of class, and look forward to seeing you then. And if YouTube cuts us off, go ahead and begin watching this on your own for the next, it's an hour and 45 minutes. So next few class periods. See ya.